Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So, what are we doing today?
Age gap.
Age gap. Okay, and before we start talking about age gap,
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on Age Gap, Book Recs, and all the other ones we do.
Yeah, and all the other ones we do. Okay.
And check the playlist because we have done this a couple of times.
I think so.
So there's some really good ones that we're not going to have in this one because we've already talked about them before.
Yeah, and Mandy does love her age gaps.
I do. So you're not going to see Birthday Girl, Don't Kiss the Bride, all of those in this one because we've already talked about them.
We've done those.
You
Been
haven't
there, done
read
that, bought the
those.
t-shirt.
Start there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right, so let's get started. We have 5 recs each. And I guess I'm going first like normal. So
yes.
Okay, so I've talked about this first book a couple of times recently. It was a newer release, and it's amazing. It's wonderful. Everybody needs to go read it. So this is Bitter Poetry by L.V. Lane. This is an MFM. It is Mafia. It is her first Mafia book. The heroine is 17, turns 18 at the beginning of this book, and one of the heroes, because it is an MFM, is either in his late 20s or early 30s. I can't remember what the age gap is, but this is about Carmela. She is the daughter of the head of the mafia, and she is told that she is going to marry Dante. And that Dante, right when she turns 18, she's going to be engaged to Dante. They'll make the announcement, but that Dante wants her to go to college and experience life before they get married. And so there's this plan set in place, but they haven't made any big announcements yet. Dante has a younger brother that he takes care of, and that is Cristiano. And Cristiano, or Christian, not Cristiano, Christian. And Christian works for they have him working for this other guy in the mafia who is right under the leader of the mafia, and there's something shady about him. So basically, he's kind of undercover trying to figure out what's happening with this guy. And right before her 18th birthday, there is a situation that happens, which leads to her father not being allowed to run the mafia anymore. He's just not able to. And so he tells her that her relationship or her arrangement with Dante is now null and void, and she's going to marry this shady guy who is a lot older, like he's in his 40s. And Dante vows that all of her firsts will be with him. And he's not very happy. At first, he was kind of dismissive. Now he's not very happy about it. Christian becomes her bodyguard. And so there is cheating in this one. There is an age gap in this one because she does have to marry that other guy. So there is the cheating. It's amazing. It's great. Go read it. Just go read it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my first one is going to be Abyss by Swathi M.H. So we have Cavi. Cavi is really not well off financially. She's trying to help her mom. Her dad had a lot of medical bills, and she really needs money to help her family. And she gets this job as a server. It goes horribly wrong because she doesn't understand how to uncork. And the cork hits the guy in the head. Very comical for everyone but him because he's kind of an ass, and he makes sure she gets fired from this job. So she's devastated. And her best friend, Madison, says, hey, I can get you a job. And they're best friends from like college. So that's why everybody doesn't know everybody. So she's like, I can get you a job with my dad's business. My dad's, I think it's like his secretary or personal assistant, is going on maternity leave, and he desperately needs somebody. This would be perfect for you before you go off to college. You can work there. So Madison gets her the job. Turns out the guy that she corked is Hudson, Madison's dad. So he is not pleased to see her there, but he also kind of already told his daughter that he would hire her. And so he's kind of just an ass to her. But when she decides she's had enough and wants to quit, he basically is like, well, you can just live with me and that will make all of this easier. Which, oh my God, it's just so good. You have to go read it. I loved it. You will also see Hudson in her, is it Haircuts and Heartthrobs series? Mm-hmm. The guys are in there. They give Hudson a bad time because he's older. So they're like always picking on him about being older. And it's a lot of fun. So loved it.
Okay. All right. So
I
age gap.
didn't actually specify the time, but when I said it's her best friend's dad, I figured
That's a
that kind of
given.
explained it.
Yeah. So the next one is the start of a series. I know we've talked about, like, I've talked about these books a little bit. I've read all three in the series. Mandy's talked about book 2 a few times, but we're going to talk about this age gap. It's been a while, and this one has not been an age gap video.
Oh,
So
I'm
this
curious
is
about what it was.
Runaway Whirlwind by May Alder. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is the first book in her Berenson Big Boys of Berenson Trucking series. This is the one that starts it all. So all of these are really big age gaps, like around 20-ish years, maybe a
I
little
think
bit
you
less.
just really like saying the big boys of
Big Boys
Benson's.
of Berenson Trucking. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a mouthful. But this is Dolly and Wyatt's story. So Dolly runs from home on her 18th birthday. She is running from her father, who is abusive, and there's other things going on. And so she runs in the middle of the night, and she runs to the truck stop, and she sees a truck. Like, nobody will let her, like, nobody will pick her up, nobody will let her in. And so she runs in front of this truck that is like leaving the parking lot, and that is Wyatt. He has to slam on his brakes to not hit her, because she's trying to flag him down. He lets her into the truck reluctantly because he sees how young she is. Like, she's really young, and she's obviously running from something. And so he decides to keep her on this route, as he's heading back to Texas. So they're in the truck for a few days together, and he keeps her. There's a lot more that happens to the story, but man, that's just, he keeps her. He's a little reserved because of the age gap, but like, he keeps her. They all do. I love these books. I love the series. I hope she writes more in the series. It's great. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, speaking of age gap,
Yeah.
I have The Apple Tree by Julie Ann. Now, this one, the age gap is only 10 years, but this has the part that I love about age gap. It's got that like taboo, forbidden feeling with it. So we have Eve. Eve is the preacher's daughter, and she has just graduated high school. Next door in moves, oh my gosh, why did I, Kyle. Kyle with his son. Kyle is 10 years older than her. He is now the new math and high school football coach. So very small town. So you can think about she's just graduated. The two of them, that's not going to look good when he is a teacher and a coach at the high school. So it really has that forbidden aspect to it. And again, she is the preacher's daughter. So Eve just really kind of falls for Kyle right away. And Kyle agrees to teach her things that her dad refuses to teach her. Like, he's going to teach her about hunting and camping and how to shoot a gun and all of these things that everyone else seems to know how to do, but not her. And in exchange, she will babysit for him. So she kind of ends up being a little bit of a fixture in their home, which leads to things to progress. But Eve has got some stuff going on for like in the background as well that she really needs to kind of deal with as well. I love this book. It was so good, very emotional, really well done. Julianne always knows how to bring the angst and really hit you with those emotional feels. So loved it. It really, really got me for the whole like forbidden taboo aspect that I love with an age gap.
Okay. All right. Well, the next book I have is an older one, but it's an oldie but a goodie, and I haven't talked about it in any age gap videos. So this is Condemned to Love by Siobhan Davis. This is the first book in
That is on my TBR.
yeah, I can't remember what the series is called. Oh, her Mazone Mafia. So this is book number 1 in the Mazone Mafia. So this is about Serena. She has been in love with her older sister's boyfriend since she was a little girl. And there is a pretty big gap between her and her older sister. So we know he's quite a bit older. I just don't remember the actual, it's more than 10 years, I think. So I don't remember exactly. But she's been in love with him for years, and then all of a sudden one day he just disappears, and nobody knows what happened to him or where he went. And when she is 21, she is in Vegas on her 21st birthday, and she runs into him for the first time in years, and they end up having, like, he saves her from something, and they end up having a one night stand. Well, she gets pregnant from this one night stand, and she goes to tell him that she's pregnant when she finds him in the process of killing somebody. And so she runs and she keeps the baby a secret. And then 5 years later, guess who comes back?
That's
Yeah.
quite the shocking surprise.
And he is livid that he doesn't know about his baby.
Oh, I meant seeing him kill somebody. But yeah,
That too.
I could see the other part as well.
Yeah. So, anyhow, crap.
Okay. Next, I have a Daisy Jane, and I was just like panicking, thinking, should I switch this out for the other brother? But I feel like we've talked about the other brother quite a bit lately. Not that long ago, didn't we?
I think I had it. It's on like the ones that I want to read before the end of the year off my bookshelf.
I
That
just
was
felt
the
like it was fresh. I don't know. Anyways,
Okay.
I may have talked about. I know I've talked about it in
Mhm.
videos long ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about Please Sir by Daisy Jane. So this is part of her Bluebell Bruisers series, and this is Riley and Jake. So Jake has a daughter, JoJo, and she's a teenager. She is going to high school. She really wants to be in cheer, and the new cheer coach is young, and that is Riley. Wait, yes, Riley, sorry. And Riley is a lot younger. I don't know the exact age gap, but there's a pretty big age gap for Riley and Jake, and they are kind of at very different places in their life. But the author, Daisy Jane, really kind of addresses all of this throughout the story. So this isn't just a love story between Riley and Jake. It is like a family story of how they become a family when Riley is not that much older than his daughter and has a different relationship with his daughter already based on being the cheer coach, and just how does all of that work out. And then there's also a little BDSM to it, but that doesn't take over the story. It is a slow burn. It doesn't have like the massive forbidden feels to this. It's just part of the story that they have to work through some of that. I can't figure out how to switch myself back.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know what happens.
I don't know
Thank you.
either. Okay. All right. So this next book I have talked about a couple of times recently, but we're going to talk about it anyway because I still feel like sometimes it takes more than once before people start picking them up. So this is obviously an age gap because that's what we're talking about. This is A Touch of Fate by Cora Riley. This is her newest release. This is Emma and Sam's story. Sam was engaged to Emma's sister, her older sister, who was Serafina. And so there is an age gap. I can't remember the age gap, but basically he's like 21 when they are arranged to be married. She is a child at this time, and so they wait until she is old enough to get married. And so Emma was in a car accident when she was a little girl, when I think she was like under the age of 10. She was in a car accident that has left her paralyzed from the waist down, and she is in a wheelchair. Sam has a lot of there's a lot of guilt over some things that happened when he was younger, when he was trying to save his sister Serafina from the Camorra, and a few of his friends have died, and he deals with that by drinking. And so now they're married, and not only do they deal with some of like the things with her being in a wheelchair, but she's got a husband who has so much guilt that all he does is drink, and he is becoming an alcoholic, and it is affecting their marriage. And so this is how they deal with that. It really is more about the alcoholism than it is her in the wheelchair, but it was still great.
Arte.
Arte.
Okay, I have Beautifully Broken by Laura Lee next. So this definitely has the taboo aspect to it. We have Kat, who has basically raised herself. She is just turned 18. She's at the bar celebrating her 18th birthday. She uses sex as kind of a coping mechanism, a way to control her very out of control life. And it's an avoidance basically to some severe trauma that she's had. So Kat is out at the bar. She runs into this guy. She doesn't recognize him from being around from there. And they end up hooking up. He asks how old she is. She lies, says she's celebrating her 22nd birthday when really it's her 18th birthday. They go back to his house, have a great time. And then when school starts, we see her going to school, and guess who her new teacher is? It is Gavin. Gavin is freaking out basically because he slept with a student who, even though he was told she was 22, this is like a huge issue for him, obviously. But he also really, really likes cats. So we've got like that whole forbidden taboo thing going on here in this one. Because that's when good age gap happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So my last.
In books, not real life.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, thanks for making that clear. So my last book that I have is Deacon by Rhea Morris Edwards. This is the third book in her Sovereign Mountain series. I read the first one, didn't care for it. It was way too much BDSM. The second one was good, but the third one is my favorite. So this one is about Freya and Deacon Ryder. And this is a big age gap. She is 19 and he is 40. So Freya has just moved. Yeah, Freya has just moved as the mother of an 18-year-old. No, not really, but okay. Only in books, guys. Only in books. So Freya lives with her stepdad and stepbrothers. Her mom is long gone, and they're not very nice to her. Like one brother is okay to her. The other one's not so much. Her stepdad is kind of a little bit of an ass. Like she pays rent to live there and has to have a job and stuff. And so they've just moved to Montana from somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains that they were living before. One of the stepbrothers worked in the coal mine. There was a coal mine accident, and they're dealing with the repercussions of that because like he was buried they like lost a brother, and then this one was buried in the mine for several days before they were rescued. And so she is living there with them. She is up on Sovereign Mountain. And then you have Deacon, who owns his own ranch up there, and he goes into town one day and he sees Freya working in, I think it was like the bakery or something. And he immediately becomes obsessed, immediately starts stalking her, and puts the things into play to be able to keep her. Like he tells her, like, in order to keep her one day, there's like it's raining, and he tells her that the road is blocked and flooded and she has to stay with him. I mean, he does what he has to do to keep her. So this is a dark cowboy age gap romance. I love them when they're crazy. They'll do anything to keep their woman. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to start messaging your daughter.
No.
Older men, financial stability, home ownership.
She has a boyfriend. He's a year older than her. We're leaving it at that. It is what it is. Although she does bring it up to me every once in a while. Well, you and dad are 14 years apart. Girl, I wasn't 18 when I met your dad. So, no.
It's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So my last book is Tanner by Samantha Skye. I just read this one. It is a 20-year age gap. So we have Victoria. Victoria comes home and finds her fiance. She was like literally out wedding dress shopping, comes home and finds her fiance doing it someone. And she is like really upset, and he's like, it means nothing. And she's like, great. So you threw away everything for us for someone who means nothing. Awesome. And she also loses her job. So things are going great. But things turn around because she receives an inheritance to a big farm. And so she decides to move to said farm and kind of start over. So she gets to the farm, and her neighbor is Tanner. And Tanner is described kind of as this billionaire asshole. He wants her land, but I didn't really see the assholishness of him in this. And he ends up begrudgingly kind of friending her a little bit. And from there, things really start to escalate. His son is like the same age as her. I think she's like in her 30s or early 30s, something like that, I believe, when all of this goes down. So the age gap, while it is significant, isn't taboo really. It's not really forbidden in this one. And I didn't really feel like there was a lot of back and forth of like, oh, he's too old, you know, like it's mentioned, but there wasn't any angst or anything like that that comes with it. But what this story does have is romantic suspense because somebody is not happy that she is there. Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. 10 age gap romance Rex.
Yeah. And we had a good assortment for this video.
We did. Just kind of all across the board there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you just like age gap with absolutely no taboo, we had that. If you like taboo, we got that in there as well. And then we have a lot in between.
Yes.
Go us.
Go us. Okay. All right. Wrap her up.
All right. Well, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And don't forget to leave us a comment. What are your thoughts on age gap? Where do you like your age gap? Like if age gap was a steak, like medium rare, well done. Where do you like your age gap on that taboo forbidden scale? Let us know in the comments.
Because personally, it has to be more than 10 years or more before I consider it an age gap. Just saying. Anyhow.
With the exception, I think reverse age gap has a little more leniency.
That's different. Yeah. Reverse age gap is different. So, okay. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.